Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin and Cardano. In this video, we're going to take a look at both charts, both Bitcoin and Cardano, and the market continues to move sideways. No real decision yet. I would still expect a decision this week. Okay, so it can become a few more interesting days. Where we're coming from here, we have moved up in a wave 1 in April 21, now coming down in a wave A, move up in a B, and we're now in this C wave still. And I would expect this to end in the range between 20 and 28.7K. Just briefly once more, why this area? Well, it is the area that is starting below the wave A. I would think that is the absolute minimum what the correction needs to do. So I do strongly expect us to come down lower. The 20K is purely based on the previous bull run. If we zoom out, you can see that this is pretty much the high of the previous bull run. Bitcoin has never come in a bear market or a correction below the low of the previous bull run. Of course, this is purely based on that. We could actually even go down lower, yeah, significantly actually. If we look at the Fibonacci levels, we could come down lower. If I just draw the fibs from the beginning of that wave all the way to the beginning of the wave 1, you can actually see that the ideal level for that move down would be the 0.618, the 61.8 fib level at around 27K. That would be the ideal level of the C wave, yeah. But bear in mind, what we did here in April is a wave 1. We are currently in a wave 2. So a wave 2 for the altcoins, I would have given you this target area, which also many altcoins already reached. This is between the 88.7% fib level and the 78.6% fib level, basically sitting between 11K and 17K. The fact that Bitcoin is not as volatile as many altcoins, and the fact that, as I just said, the low has never come below the high of the previous bull run. This would be my target area. I just have to go for something now. Otherwise, you can't look forward anyway that far anyway. You need to see how would the price now, if the price comes down here, how far does it come down? How does it come down? Is it very impulsive? Is it rather slow? And so that's very important to see. So it's too early to say that. That's the area I go with for now. I remain short-term bearish. Many crypto channels and technical analysts and so on, they already talk about the next bull run, and the low was already in. For Bitcoin, I can't see it personally. I just can't see it. Yeah, we are here in a wave 2 in my view, and a wave 2 doesn't typically end like that. Bitcoin has never, I think, ended a wave 2 like that. It's always important to see how a asset, or in this case a cryptocurrency, has dealt with this previously. And what I believe we have done here previously is we have built a series of 1-2 setups. So what you've seen here was a wave 1 as well, and Bitcoin has come down in a wave 2. And also here, what you saw there after the wave 1 top, Bitcoin has done also something like an A, B, and a very clearly lower C. So Bitcoin tries to make clear when a correction ends. It doesn't end anywhere here, I mean, technically you can get ABC corrections like that, but in Bitcoin, not really. At least it hasn't happened before. And typically when, as I said before, I did say it before, when a certain asset class or whatever, a certain share, a certain index has adopted a behavior, it typically doesn't change it. It stays with it. So also here, the 1-2 setup after that were A, B, C. I'm looking for a low like that in a wave 2. Yeah. So all of these were wave 2s. Yeah. So you moved up in your wave 1, wave 2, wave 1, wave 2, and now we're in another wave 1. This is not a wave 3 at all. What we're doing here at the moment. That is not a wave 3, and this is not a wave 4 in my view. The ratio doesn't work out, right? The ratio doesn't work, and on the log chart it might work out. I don't use the log chart for fibs and not for the Elliott waves, because you don't get a feeling for the relationship between the waves. You need that in my view. Otherwise, it just flattens everything out. And a key aspect of the Elliott waves is just to get an idea of the relationship between waves and you just can't. It's wrong with the fibs, with the log chart. But anyway, different people, different views. I could be wrong. Absolutely, it's only my view, so I can't give you anything else really other than my view. And I know I could be wrong. I know I could be wrong, and I'm not pretending I know it. You know, it's what it is. I can only give you what I have learned over the years, and with my experience about the Elliott waves and how they work, and also technical analysis as a whole. So anyway, we are moving down here still in this wave C. That's my primary expectation. I told you in a previous video that we have the possibility here to break above this neckline of the head and shoulders. Yeah. Obviously, we're forming on the other hand an inverse head and shoulders at the moment. Got a neckline here at around 46.5K. What is very interesting, this falls very well together also with the point, is it the 0.5 fib level of that wave 4 retracement here. Very interesting when you have a confluence of factors coming together. It's obviously a very strong resistance, and that's also why we're struggling here, I think, at the moment. There are few resistance levels here that Bitcoin would need to get through to break that yellow target area. We talked about the target area before when we came down here. That was all reached. The fib levels in here moved up higher than I expected. The maximum it could do here in the current scenario of that wave 4 before we move down in wave 5 would be that 46.5K. Currently moving up here, but we have a resistance at 44.5. Then we've got another one at 45.5 and then 46.5. So 3 key fib levels. If we break above 46.5, I do expect quite a bit of a move up, yeah. And we could then, if we just look at the fib retracements, reach other fib levels, yeah. Then I can expect here a bit of a move up. I would say at least to 51K. Very likely the 55. That is where I might consider taking profits. It's too early to talk about that because we haven't broken it yet. It could also move up to 61K or 65. It's too early. We need to see how the price is breaking out, if it's actually holding it. And however, I don't like the structure here at all. I just showed you here those previous waves 1 and 2s, very clear lows, especially in wave 2. This for me is not clear enough. This is not really a low. I'm looking for something significant after which you get a rocket start, and this is not good at all. It looks very corrective, very 3-wave-like, so very ABC-like for me. I still therefore remain with my view that we are moving down here, that the low wasn't in yet. Yes, there is potential to move a bit higher. The indicators would certainly support that, but not to new all-time highs. And what we're doing here just doesn't look very good, especially as here the wave A would need to be an impulse. This doesn't look impulsive. Well, not really for me, all of that, not really. So it can be a 5-wave. You can interpret a 5-wave structure into the wave A here, but it's looking very corrective as a whole. Yeah, therefore, in my view, it fits well to a wave 4 or even a larger corrective wave, something like a wave B, where we could move, as I just said, a little bit higher, but not to all-time highs, okay? You can clearly see how relevant this target area was that I showed you, because we are reacting so well here to the resistance levels, and the price is really struggling to move higher. We now even in something like a range here, can you see that? A range between 41K and 44.5 or even 45.5. So just moving sideways here really at the moment. And overall, if you just look at the structure, and that is so important, this structure, to understand it, because this is just choppy, yeah. So you make here a higher high, and then you make a lower high, and you make again a higher high, and oh god, then you make something very strange, like a higher high as well, another higher high here, again a lower high. But also look at the highs. I mean, this here is a lower high, then you make another lower high, and then you make a higher high, a lower high. It doesn't do what a Bitcoin would normally do in a bull run. Yeah, absolutely not. And this does not look bullish for me. Overall, here's still another lower high. It depends on what Bitcoin is doing now. Just now it started to move up, but again, it's made another lower high, lower low. So it looks, it looks corrective. That's just what I can tell you. And yeah, in this corrective wave, we could even move higher. It wouldn't then be a wave 4 anymore. It would probably be something like a wave B, as I explained in previous videos. I just want to reinforce here in this video my view that we are coming down lower once more. because this is not a foundation where Bitcoin would build a new all-time high on. No, I wouldn't. Pretty much convinced it's not doing that. Of course, I could be wrong. Of course, I could, but then I was wrong, you know, and probably made a mistake somewhere in applying the Elliott Wave method here. Cardano can't really tell you anything new, just waiting for Bitcoin as well. Cardano has been moving down here in this channel very clearly since the top of that wave B, which was here in August. Previously, I did think this could have been also here a wave 1, 2, and then this is another wave 1, 2, but in this wave here we came down too low. Yeah, we did break down a bit too low. So in my view, this is basically what Bitcoin is doing currently. Same wave count, basically A, B, C, where we're also in this wave C or in a wave 2 as well. Yeah, ABC is part of that wave 2. And could the low be in? Yeah, theoretically, yes. But also here the structure I'm not a fan of. Yeah, it doesn't look bullish. It doesn't look like a proper beginning of a new start. It doesn't look, I mean, I would be looking for something significant, yeah, as we saw here before we moved here to new all-time highs. Yes, that was something significant where we can build new all-time highs on. A clean cut, I'm looking for a clean cut. This doesn't look like that for me, at least not at the moment. Yes, it's possible to interpret here that the low could already have been in, but for that now the price needs to do something, and also we need to move out of the RSI bearish range. We've been in this bearish range consistently since September. There were a few exceptions here where we made some fake outs, but that's it. You know, it needs to really move. But you know, I shared with the Telegram group today the Cardano ecosystem, how many apps are built, or dApps, dApps are built on Cardano, and it really only like 5 or 10%, I don't know how many really, have been released. And you know, the Sunday swap expectations did already lead to something like a 40 to 50% price increase, and more stuff is coming. It just needs patience. When the funny thing is, when you buy Cardano, you always get a few haters with you, but then, I mean, what are the other cryptos doing? Honestly, Cardano isn't doing anything different. It's just that Cardano has always been criticized. It will always be criticized for some reason, even though what Cardano is doing here, I mean, look at VeChain, look at Solana. They're coming down the same way, not different at all. Not different at all. So yeah, I don't really understand that. It's just doing what other cryptos are doing as well. Yeah, it just was a bit earlier with pumping based on the date. I think that was related to the date of the that virtual event that was happening and the hard fork. So yeah, I mean, that's all it is. I would just, you know, take it as it is. It's a growing ecosystem. We're currently in a wave 2 correction, and we're gonna see prices of $5 or more in the wave 3. That's where we are, and that's where we're gonna get. I'm pretty much convinced about that. Just seems to be taking longer here. I'd expected that correction, but also Bitcoin makes it harder here. That whole correction takes a bit longer now, because this wave 4 or whatever it will become is a pain. It's just a pain. Started, yeah, 3-4 weeks ago now, so it's time that it's gonna finish here. Bear in mind that wave 4 that we did just before Christmas also took pretty much 4 weeks, so pretty much there now. It's a very similar pattern, what we're doing, what we've been doing then, what we're doing now. Doesn't look exciting at all, and pretty much, if you think about it, since the 4th of December we've really been in this painful sideways movement. So so as expected, pretty much still struggling, but I do expect here a decision this week where Bitcoin is gonna head. So hopefully you liked the update about Bitcoin and Cardano. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. And again, if you really like the content, maybe consider to join as a channel member. Then you get access to Telegram, Discord, you know, live chat, lots of additional content, and a weekly live stream, my buy and sell orders that I continue to update, and all sorts of different stuff, and a great community. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.